Proton Mail, the Swiss email provider that markets itself as the ultimate privacy solution, just handed over user data that helped the FBI identify anonymous activists protesting Atlanta's police training facility. The case centers on the Stop Cop City movement, which has been fighting the construction of an $85 million police training center near Entrenchment Creek Park in Atlanta. Activists with the Defend the Atlanta Forest group used Proton Mail accounts to coordinate their opposition to what they call a militarization of police training. According to court records reviewed by 404 Media, Swiss authorities provided payment information to the FBI through a mutual legal assistance treaty. This wasn't a hack or a data breach. Proton Mail voluntarily complied with a legal request from Swiss law enforcement, who then shared the information with American authorities. The payment data allowed investigators to connect anonymous email accounts to real identities, undermining the activists' attempts to organize privately. Federal authorities were investigating alleged connections to arson, vandalism, and doxing related to the police training facility protests. More than 60 people faced charges in connection with the Stop Cop City protests, though most of those charges have since been dropped. The movement gained national attention after police killed environmental activist Manuel Terán during a raid in January 2023. Proton Mail's involvement reveals a critical gap between marketing promises and legal reality. The company's end-to-end encryption does protect email content from surveillance, but metadata, payment information, and account details remain accessible to authorities through proper legal channels. This distinction matters enormously for activists, journalists, and anyone relying on privacy tools. Swiss privacy law generally offers stronger protections than American surveillance statutes, but Switzerland maintains mutual legal assistance treaties with the United States and other countries. When Swiss authorities receive a properly formatted legal request, they can compel Proton Mail to hand over non-encrypted data. That includes payment information, IP addresses, and connection metadata. The company has disclosed this in its transparency reports, but the marketing emphasis remains on privacy protection. The technical architecture explains why this data sharing is possible. Proton Mail encrypts message content using keys that only the sender and recipient control. But payment processing, account creation, and server logs operate outside this encrypted envelope. For the Stop Cop City activists, this meant their careful use of pseudonyms and anonymous accounts was undermined by payment trails. Many privacy-focused services face this same limitation. You can encrypt communications, but financial transactions leave digital footprints. The case highlights broader tensions in the privacy technology space. Companies like Proton Mail operate legitimate businesses that must comply with local laws, but users often assume these services provide blanket protection from government surveillance. Privacy advocates argue this undermines trust in encrypted communication tools. If activists can't rely on privacy services to protect their identities, the chilling effect on legitimate protest and journalism could be significant. Defenders of the current system point out that Proton Mail followed proper legal procedures. The company didn't voluntarily cooperate with American authorities. Swiss courts reviewed the request and determined it met legal standards for international cooperation. The Stop Cop City case also demonstrates how international law enforcement cooperation has evolved. American authorities can access data held by foreign companies through treaty mechanisms, even when direct surveillance would face constitutional challenges. For users of privacy-focused email services, this case offers important lessons. End-to-end encryption protects message content, but comprehensive privacy requires thinking beyond just email encryption. Payment methods, account creation practices, and connection patterns all create potential surveillance vectors. The incident will likely accelerate development of more privacy-preserving payment systems. Cryptocurrency payments, anonymous prepaid cards, and other financial privacy tools become more important when traditional payment methods can compromise user identities. It also underscores the importance of understanding exactly what privacy guarantees different services actually provide. Marketing language about privacy and encryption can obscure the practical limitations users face when authorities get involved. The broader surveillance landscape continues evolving as privacy tools become more sophisticated and law enforcement adapts its methods. Cases like this one reveal how the intersection of technology, law, and activism creates new challenges for digital privacy.